Hello, friends and family of the great city of El Dorado. It's a perfect time for Campus Edge.
I know, right? I can't wait to get on with this so I can go home.
Huh?
Psych. On today's show, we'll see a piece on the Oil Museum and Autumn Art at Bradley Fair.
Oh yeah, plus we have an insight on why international students come to Butler, the Nixon Library, and a local restaurant called Dilly Deli. Let's get it on, people.
Man, I wish I could strike oil and become rich.
Why do you say that?
Because college can make your girl short on money.
Well, I mean, considering the price of a barrel of oil is cheap, you probably make a maximum profit.
Let me leave my dreams for a bit before shutting them down, Dom.
Whoa, wait a minute. You told me that I wouldn't make it as a firefighter, and I should be a clown last Campus Edge.
I don't recall.
Hey Carolina, do you know what I've always wanted to be?
A clown in a small budget circus?
No.
A clown for a short budget kids party?
Really? No. A firefighter.
Nah, I think the clown option is better fit. Okay, maybe I did, but I was kidding.
Seriously, in that case, let's get to the first piece on the El Dorado Museum.
Hi, I'm Anita Martinez. I'm a Campus Edge reporter, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Oil Museum. Come take a look with us.
The Oil Museum has been here since the 1950s. It was organized by individuals who had benefited greatly from the oil culture that had come about in 1915 following Stapleton No. 1 and had a deep-rooted history in the culture of Butler County. And they wanted to see the preservation of that culture and community. As far as our collection is concerned, the Kansas Oil Museum has the largest collection of oil equipment in the state of Kansas. One of my favorite artifacts was probably the first one that I wrote an article on when I came here, and that's the Foster Schoolhouse. It's a one-room schoolhouse. It's on the end of the property down there. It was built in 1885, organized at that period of time, and it has a very awkward entrance going into it. When you walk up to the building, you actually have to unlock the door, step off the step to open the door, and then lock the door open so that you can go in and out. It's very awkward. And it ties back to a historical point of significance from Oklahoma. There was a one-room schoolhouse down there called Bab Switch, Oklahoma. And Bab Switch, Oklahoma, on December 24th, 1924, they were having a Christmas Eve party. And one of the presents came in contact with the candles that were on the Christmas tree to light it. A fire ignited. Everyone rushed to the one door that opened to the inside, and people couldn't get out of the schoolhouse. What initiated from that was this entire campaign to bring about school safety. In fact, every public building you go in today has doors that open to the outside as a direct result of Bab Switch, Oklahoma. In the schoolhouse that we have here on this property, originally the door opened to the inside. After Bab Switch, Oklahoma in 1924, they literally took the entire door around and turned it around to where it opened to the outside. I love that piece because I think it shows how we can learn from history. The Kansas Oil Museum holds numerous events. We just got finished up with our 100th year celebration this past weekend of Stapleton No. 1. Of course, Stapleton No. 1 is the oil well that began the oil boom. In 1915, the population of El Dorado was about 3,500 people. By 1918, following the oil boom, the population had grown to 18,500 people. El Dorado has been basically the same size since 1918 following the oil boom. We just got through doing a parade, having living history here on the grounds all day, having our Stapleton steak dinner that night with a guest speaker that came out. We have our trunk or treat here on the grounds, and that'll be an opportunity for kids to come out and see living history, go throughout the boom town and get a safe way for them to get trick-or-treat snacks. We will have a Christmas day where we will take you back to the 1920s and do Christmas 1920s style. And we're trying to do more and more of those events throughout the year. One of the things that we've been striving to do as far as that education is a variety of different programs. One is we are working with elementary schools, going in and teaching their classes one day a month throughout the school year. We're also doing that at the middle school level, and that one we're going into individual classes. And with the high school level, we're working with them on an audio tour, in which they will be involved in, that will tell the history of Butler County to a greater extent, and they will actually be taking third graders on this audio tour and sharing the history with them. So we've got programs at every level that people can get involved in, and it even goes beyond the high school and the school grades. It goes into college. And we are building our internship program where college students have the ability to come here, not just volunteer, but utilize the skills that they are learning at school, whether it be graphic design, whether it be filming, video, audio, whatever those qualities may be, those specialties may be. So what I want to do is I really want to invite everybody to come out to the Kansas Oil Museum. We have something literally for everybody. Whether you're just going to come out for the day and take a tour and go through all of our exhibits and see the artifacts that we have and just do a self-guided tour throughout the property, or if you want to come and be a part of our team through volunteering, through internship programs, we have a place for everyone.
Thanks, Warren, for letting us have an inside look at the Oil Museum. We hope you'll come check it out. I'm Anita Martinez. Back to the studio.
That was cool to know the history of the oil museum. I still wonder if it's too late for me to get into oil.
That's a dirty job. I don't think you'll like it.
Who said I'd be the one drilling the oil? I'll just count the money. That's a dirt-free job.
Anyway, while Carolina thinks about counting Monopoly money, let's get into the next package about autumn and art.
I wish I could make art.
Well, you can. I've seen your works of art. I mean, you can make some mean stick figures.
Wow, Don, you're cool. Let's see some real art.
Hello everyone, I'm Campus Edge reporter David Dellinger, and welcome to Autumn and Art. Autumn and Art is a fall festival held at Bradley Fair in Wichita, Kansas, and takes place during the beginning of fall. It is a family-friendly art show that takes place in the scenic area of Bradley Fair. The fair is free to enter, with a large selection of art pieces available for purchasing or viewing pleasure. While visiting the fair, I had the opportunity to talk with Mary Beth Jarvis, the head of Wichita Festivals Incorporated. She is responsible for the organization of the fair and other events throughout Wichita.
Well, this is the 6th annual event, and Wichita Festival started it up along with partners like Bradley Fair and Fidelity Bank in 2010. And in just those short years, it's really turned into a tradition and a great fall kind of kickoff, wonderful art show here in the region. Each year, we've tried to grow not only the art itself. We have 100 booths of artists from all over the country. 23 states are represented, but there's also 34 artists from Kansas that made our jury selection. So clearly we've got local artists that can hang with the big boys in terms of their talent and the quality of their work. So we keep expanding that. We're stable at 100 booths, but we've expanded family programming. We've got paddle boats out on Bradley Fair Lake and art projects that kids can make and take home, and an art gallery just for kids, so kids can come home with a work that speaks to them, a sculpture, a painting, a drawing, so people of all ages can come out and appreciate the art.
There is a wide variety of art at this particular fair, including pottery, sculptures, and paintings with different themes. One of the local artists, Roger Matthews, specializes in creating stained glass in jewelry.
This is my jewelry work over here to the left. This is my glass work over here, which I teach both jewelry and glass and ceramics at Butler and have forever. But I also have a store in Wichita, Matthews Gallery, where we show this work. And I do about 25 national shows in a year, from Lincoln Center, New York to Bellevue, Washington, and Houston to St. Paul, Minnesota. So this is a very close show. Wichita is where my shop and home is. I never do first year shows, so I drove by here the first year to see if it was a show that I wanted to be involved with, and it was, so I've been in ever since. Most shows I do, I'm a stranger in a strange land, and it's just more of a business of talking about art, selling art to people, helping them what works for them. I enjoy designing, making, fitting something that's important to them. This is much more of a welcome home, hometown thing event for me. It's a way quality show too. I'm proud that this work is here in Wichita. This is as good as any show that I do quality-wise, and it's cool that we have this in Wichita.
Other events at the fair included samples of culinary arts, local musicians, and car dealership showcases. The Wichita Luxury Collection was proud to feature several of their cars, including their new Mini Coopers, Porsches, and a BMW. For Autumn and Art and the Campus Edge, I'm reporter David Dellinger. Back to you guys at the station.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Don't touch the remote, and I mean it.
It's that time. Time for caffeine. Time to remember why I'm up at this hour. Training and preparing for when things heat up. So when that alarm goes off, I'll be there to help. Everything I'm doing today is going to make all the difference for tomorrow.
At Butler Community College, your tomorrow is closer than you think. Enroll now for classes. Butler Community College. Let's take tomorrow.
Time to think about dinner, and I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. It takes a lot of passion to make the perfect meal. But today is one day closer to becoming a chef and owning my own restaurant. It's gonna be a great day and an even better tomorrow.
At Butler Community College, your tomorrow is closer than you think. Enroll now for classes. Butler Community College. Let's take tomorrow.
Welcome back, everyone. I like that last piece a lot.
Why is that?
Art's a great way to look at the world in a different way.
The world is a big place.
And everyone is a bit different, no matter where they're from.
Sounds like some of my classes. We've got students coming from Australia, Africa, Asia, and every continent in between to El Dorado.
Well, that's exactly what my group's piece is on. Glad you brought that up.
Well, let's see it then.
Hey everyone, this is Karen Garza, and I don't know if you guys are aware, but we have a huge international community here at Butler, the one that I belong to. Sometimes we get a little bit homesick, and we have to deal with it. We interview a few of our students to see what they do about it and how they deal with homesickness. Let's go check it out.
I'm from Nigeria in Africa.
I'm from Australia.
Where am I from? I'm from Edinburgh in Scotland.
I'm from South Korea.
And I'm from Monterrey, Mexico.
I've been in America for just over 2 months.
I've been in the United States for 9 months.
I've been in Kansas for nearly 2 months.
I've been in America for 2 years.
I've been in the United States for around 3 years.
I have not thought about staying at home because I wanted to study here and major in architecture.
So I came here for school.
I'm only here for volleyball, on a volleyball scholarship, and to study as well.
Why did I come to America? Because I want to coach football professionally.
My favorite thing about the United States is how many opportunities you have. It is different from my home country, it's different from my culture, but it offers you things that you might not have the opportunity to do at your home country.
When I'm at home, I think I will get homesick or something, but when I actually come here, I try to cook what my mom cooks, and I try to eat like how my mom eats at home, so I don't really get homesick. Like food is like the only thing I will get homesick from, so I don't really get homesick.
I do not really miss much about home because I can get everything I had in Nigeria, I can get here, but it's just that in Kansas, not everywhere you go to you can find African food and everything, because food is like the basis of everything at home. But I don't really miss home because I've been staying away from home for quite a while, so it's just like a normal thing to me.
Not yet, like I haven't got homesick yet, but sometimes like I miss my family and my friends, but hasn't been too bad.
What do I miss most at home? That's a tough one. Family.
I do get homesick. It's hard to be away from home. I miss my family, I miss my house, I miss the food, I miss my friends. But we have to learn to deal with it.
To avoid homesickness. Go to the training room, just hang out here, homework. Just as much, I try to stay sort of as active as I can just to keep my mind busy so I don't think about home.
To avoid homesick, I try to talk to my mom on Korean Messenger or Skype or Facebook, and I try to talk to my cousins And when I miss my baby cousin a lot, I ask them to send me the pictures of my baby cousin. And that's the only way I try to avoid my homesickness.
To avoid homesickness, I would say that I, over the years, have learned what works for me. Some of the things that would work would be, for example, having a good group of friends, just not only party people, but people that you will actually trust and people that you can be with, and people that you can talk to.
I bet you didn't know we had that many international students. Do you deal with homesick? Are you from around here? This was Karen Garza. Now let's go back to the studio.
I wish there was a quieter place where I could study in peace. My roommates are overly loud.
Close your door then, duh.
You must have missed the part where I said they're overly loud.
I'm sorry.
I don't want apologies. I need solutions.
Well, there's this place on every college campus called a library.
I thought libraries were just for checking out books. I didn't know that you could do homework there.
You can do homework, socialize, and enjoy refreshments. Better yet, let's watch this piece on the Nixon Library so you can learn for yourself.
Teresa McGinnis. Lester W. Nixon, who was a longtime, I believe, English professor for Butler. I'm assuming he left money endowed for the library, and that is why it's named after him. Butler has a couple of campuses here in El Dorado and in Andover, and I think we do a very good job of sharing the resources between the locations. Making sure the resources are available to all of Butler students is kind of a unique challenge. The other thing just about community college libraries is they tend to be kind of a blend between academic libraries, but we also have community members who use the library, so we have a little bit of flavor of public library. So it's a nice blend of academic and public. We have a children's section. We have a large collection of nonfiction, which our students use for research purposes. We have a fiction collection. We have DVDs, both educational documentary type movies as well as feature films. We also have the audiobooks, like you said, fiction and nonfiction and audiobooks. And then additionally, we have a lot of electronic resources. So we've got ebooks as well as lots of databases, several hundred databases. I find often that there's a little bit of a misconception that people think if they love to read that they'll love working in the library because all we do is sit around and read, but that is actually not true. There's a lot of work that goes on in the library, and I would want to have a conversation, at least a brief conversation, to find out kind of their expectations. I think a lot comes down to wanting to help people find information. A lot of jobs in libraries are very service-oriented, so it's providing services and helping people, find what they're looking for. I wanted to become a librarian after I had spent several years in finance. One of my friends when I was in elementary school, her mother was a librarian. I had always thought that was kind of cool. So I called her up and invited her to lunch and asked her a bunch of questions about becoming a librarian. And then I decided that that's what I wanted to do. I often have people come in who claim they hate reading, and I like to have, a little conversation with them just to kind of probe and ask why that is, because there's so many options, and if you get to pick what you want to read, then maybe it could be a different experience. Though I also like to ask people, what kind of movies they like to watch, or TV shows, because a lot of times you can kind of match those types, action, or drama, or romantic, or whatever, to books.
This is Campus Edge reporter Jonathan Blyde reporting for BCTV Channel 20. Back to the studio.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Get a quick snack, and I mean super quick.
Time to think about dinner, and I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. It takes a lot of passion to make the perfect meal. But today is one day closer to becoming a chef and owning my own restaurant. It's gonna be a great day and an even better tomorrow.
At Butler Community College, your tomorrow is closer than you think. Enroll now for classes. Butler Community College. Let's take tomorrow.
It's that time. Time for caffeine. Time to remember why I'm up at this hour. Training and preparing for when things heat up. So when that alarm goes off, I'll be there to help. Everything I'm doing today is going to make all the difference for tomorrow.
At Butler Community College, your tomorrow is closer than you think. Enroll now for classes. Butler Community College. Let's take tomorrow.
Didn't know the library had all that to offer. Pretty legit.
Libraries are more nowadays than just a place to check out books. After all, it's 2015.
Speaking of 2015, I'm hungry.
That has nothing to do with our conversation.
True, but it has a lot to do with this upcoming piece about a great place to eat here in El Dorado. It's called Dilly Deli.
Dilly who?
Dilly Deli. Just watch the piece and it'll all make sense.
Here at Bruco Coffee House and Dilly Deli, Butler students can hang out, make friends, and order delicious food. But what makes this deli so special? I'm here to find out.
My name is Caitlin Berry, and my company is Bruco Coffee House in Dilly Deli. Bruco Coffee House I actually named after Buco Coffee. So since Butler's in town, I wanted to reach out to the students, and so I thought Bruco, kind of like Buco. So that's how we came up with Bruco, and it could also be Brew Company, but it's however you guys want to interpret it. And then Dilly Deli, we were just playing around with words, and we liked it. It's catchy. Some of the responsibilities with the deli would be prepping and slicing meats. We slice all our meats right before we make our sandwiches. We have one of our employees that makes cupcakes from scratch. So she goes back and bakes in our kitchen. We just ask that they're very upbeat, they're very customer involved. I think all of our employees love their job, so that's always something that's nice to see as well.
You know, it is really great working for Caitlin and Joyce, and every once in a while you'll come in and there'll be several balloons with candy bags and notes sitting on the counter, you know, just a reminder of, you know, how they appreciate us, and so it's really great working for them. It's really quite easy balancing working and school here because Caitlin is very good about working around our school schedule, and you know, she's pretty good about, you know, if we have something to do here, we need to do it, but also if we have downtime, use it to do your homework because school does come before work. And it's just a really good environment to be able to balance that in. This building used to be an old farm and home, and people who have lived in El Dorado for years will probably remember that. And so the construction of this building really started like right when scooters came into it and everything, and they just started chipping away at it and exposed all of the brick. No one really knew it was behind there, so it just kind of adds to the characteristic of the little local business. So yeah.
I would just say that I love having the Butler students in town. If they come in and get the Grizzly, they can get 10% off. And it's chocolate, caramel, and hazelnut together. You can make it hot iced or blended. I probably like making it hot the best. So I'm very thankful to have Butler in the community.
After experiencing this place firsthand, I now realize what makes it so special. For BCTV 20, I'm Tyler Herring, signing off.
Oh, okay, Dilly Deli, I get it.
Good for you. But anyway, on today's show, we got to see one of the hidden wonders of El Dorado, the Oil Museum.
We got a chance to experience a mix of fall and art, along with meeting a few Buco International students.
Followed by a look into the many of the things the library has to offer.
And last but not least, we got to see what the hype about Dilly Deli is all about.
In the meantime, check out the reruns of this show weekdays at 11 a.m. or last week's show at 6:30 p.m. on BCTV Channel 20.
Or you can check them all out on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/Butler Radio TV.
This has been the Campus Edge.